Hello and welcome to Queenie's Cards of the Month. I am not up to a live this month. I apologize, but we'll disseminate it anyway. I just got up a little while ago and I am cat sitting and in this beautiful, with this beautiful view here. Look at the jasmine over there. Anyway, there's the beautiful view. I obviously am not a beautiful view right now. I have been a little under the weather and took some days off work. And I can't do a live right now because do you ever, this is like personal stuff before I even start. So those of you that tune in that want to tune out of this, that's fine. That's just fine. Give me a few more minutes to connect and tell you some things that are going on. This stuff going on in the world is really quite difficult to I guess you don't have to reconcile it. Our job is not to reconcile it, but it's hard to find balance when you're inundated with all of this. And it's also addictive to try and inundate yourself with it because there is so much guilt and shame over not paying attention to what's going on. If you like genuinely need for self-care to not pay attention for a little while, there is guilt and shame associated with that. I don't know about any of you, but do you ever have times where it's like that Goo Goo Dolls song, I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. Well, that's kind of my vibe in the last couple of days, if not a little bit longer, but I ignored it for as long as I could. I feel that way right now, yet here I am. I want to share about it because maybe other people feel that way. You know, it's a combination of what's going on in the world, and I don't recognize myself when I look in the mirror. I mean, I do see that that's me, but it's hard to reconcile that that's me in the mirror because I used to really fancy myself as being kind of a cute girl, and I'm now a cute old lady. So I guess that'll be all right, but it's weird. Anyway, that was 3 minutes of that. I love you guys, and now let's get to the cards of the month. Like I said, it's really been hard to think about, you know, taking the time and getting dolled up and getting on camera, and because I don't feel like even when I'm dolled up that I'm dolled up, like I have my moments. So we're shuffling the cards, and this is going to be for the month of March 2026. Okay, this is perfect, I guess. I pulled Honesty is the card of the month. This almost makes me cry. Honesty. So the theme of the month is honesty and authenticity. Because of all the stuff, I would think that because of all the stuff that's going on in the world and in our lives individually and how it is affecting us individually, this is a time to kind of get real and get honest about how we're feeling. My sharing that stuff initially is in the hopes of you understanding that you're not alone, that maybe you feel like that, or maybe you don't understand why people aren't showing up the same way that they had been showing up for a long, long time. And maybe it's that to give some compassion about that. So honesty is the overarching theme of the month, and this is March is a month to get real, to be authentic, to if you're overwhelmed, it's okay to say so. If you need help, it's okay to say so. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it's interesting because I don't know a lot about astrology. I'm like a typical Gemini. I know a lot of surface stuff about astrology, and I can make some assumptions based on things because I live with an astrologer, my daughter. But I think that there's there are a lot of planets that are going into just started going into the action planet, which is Aries, but there's also some planets that are still in Pisces, and there's stuff going on. Anyway, and Pisces is more of the emotions and intuition and the unseen and the unknown, and Aries is, well, let's act on that. And so that can kind of be a little stressful. But I'm thinking that with this honesty card, it's time to act on getting help for this feeling, the emotions, just being real again. So I'm going to pull a cat spirit card. And again, I'm really sorry that I'm not doing this live. And but I just can't this month, and I wanted to make sure that you got the cards of the month, so this is how I'm doing it. And this is from Spirit Cats deck by Nicole PR, and I love these. This is what we need to remember, how we're going to get through. This is the idea that will help us get through. Oh, wow. This little guy. This is trust. Are all these cards going to make me tear up? This is trust. Meet Safi. Trust begins as an agreement she makes with the flame in her heart. She agrees to let it guide her even when it beckons her deep into the night forest of the unknown. When she trusts, the darkness is illuminated and the forest sparkles with her heart light. She may not know exactly where the path leads, but she trusts the enchantment of a journey born of intuition. What you truly seek awaits you. Trust yourself, step into the forest, and begin your wild quest towards the longings of your soul. So we need to trust. We need to trust that we're moving forward. We need to trust that we're going in the direction that we are meant to go in, and trust our intuition about it. So that's very interesting. We've got honesty and trust. I guess this isn't going to be a not intense month. Now, I only brought a few decks of cards over, so we'll make do. We're going to do the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, and the end of the month. And look at that. March has 31 days in it. Sorry about the phone angle. I don't have my stand with me, so it's just on the table resting up against a chair pillow. But I guess you don't care. I guess it doesn't matter. My need for external validation, it's the grief, the demise of that is a little tricky, let me tell you. So the beginning of the month, all right, this is from March 1st, which we had the other day, till the 12th. And the middle of the month is from the 12th to the 21st. I see. And the end of the month is from the 22nd to the 31st. Now we got a couple of cards that turned up upside down, and I'll decide whether we're going to put them right side up or not. I'm finishing my coffee. Yeah, having coffee in the sunroom is a delicious thing. And playing with those cats, Bo and Zeke. Anyway, the beginning of the month, So it looks like it's an adjustment time, because we've got the beginning of the month is the Hierophant. This card is about conformity and nonconformity, about following dogma, but also bucking against dogma. It's weird because it's also, here's where I get messed up about this card, is that the Hierophant represents higher knowledge, but it also represents a little bit of gatekeeping of that higher knowledge. It represents it represents something in between you and the higher knowledge, which I disagree with wholeheartedly. So, but it's funny. Well, it's funny personally, because when I had my numerology done in my name, not Queenie, but in my given name, I have so many fives in my name, and the Hierophant is the fifth card of the Tarot Major Arcana. It's a fifth card, and I have so many fives in my name. And fives is about wanting to experience things, higher knowledge, adventure, openness, and rebellion, and everything like that. And then to have the Hierophant be that the fifth card of the Major Arcana is it always kind of bugged me, because the idea of a Hierophant, the idea, I guess, if we think that we are our own Hierophants, like we are our own vessel getting information from Spirit, I guess that would be all right. Right now, in this time period and in this month, it feels more like we are looking for spiritual guidance, in a sense, whether it's from our heart, from our connection with Spirit, or from someone that gives spiritual guidance, because structures are falling, because structures are kind of breaking down, and it's confusing, and we're seeking higher guidance. There it is. I knew I would get to it. I had to talk enough to where I would get to it. But the Hierophant is, so the beginning of the month, we are seeking higher guidance, seeking a higher meaning about what's happening, seeking a higher meaning about what's happening, and what our place in it, and the meaning of it, and all of that. So the beginning of the month, yeah, we're a little shaken up, and we're looking for some sort of center, some sort of wisdom in it. And that makes a lot of sense. So that's happening until the 12th. And then the middle card, the middle of the month, which is from, I can't talk, which is from the 13th to the 22nd, is we got the World card. But the thing is, we got the World card upside down. And I don't read reversed cards as having a bad meaning. It either means that it's happening on a really deep level, which is what I anticipate is happening here. It's understandable that we're all feeling a little intense right now, because our world is being reshaped within as we speak, and it will be more so in the middle of the month as the adjustments are made, and we're connecting with our higher wisdom, so we can understand like where we fit in this. What does our life mean in this? And then the World card upside down would be something, there's an internal shift happening, an internal opening up happening, which is the world. Because when the world's right side up, everything is opening up. It's like the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. So I feel like this is what's brewing. The end of the cycle is brewing in the middle of the month. And we may need to take more time to ourselves, or we may need to do whatever it is that assists us in moving the emotions, anything that's stuck through us, whatever whatever we do to do that, whether it's, exercise, or whether it's sleeping, or whether it's being in water, whatever it is that helps you release what's trying to move through you, what's trying to grow through you, what's the world that is evolving in you, whatever helps you do that, whatever sort of expression or movement or meditating, whatever it is that helps you with that will help, uh, because we're giving birth to a new world. That doesn't mean like the physicality of everything is going to be present, but it means that the way that you look at it and the way that you perceive it is going to shift. It is in the process of shifting. It's like we're all pregnant with it. At least that's what I see with the world reversed. I think that there is some resistance to it because, we would like to go back to uh, some ignorance of some things because it made it easier to survive or get through life or move forward. But this is, it's we're not going back. It's changed. I think that started happening um, it like before the pandemic. So the middle of the month, there's things brewing. So I would say if you need to rest. If you need to take walks, if you need to get your hands in dirt, whatever it is that helps you move that through, what will help you release the things that are kind of in the way of what's growing, that would be a really good thing. So the end of the month, we got another reversed card. We got Temperance. And I don't know why Temperance always seemed a little tricky for me, but it makes sense in this respect with a new world, with the world opening up, brewing. The Temperance card is not just about patience. It's the alchemist, the artist. This is an energy that takes what you have, takes two things that don't seem to make sense together, merges them together and creates something entirely new and beautiful. That is the Temperance card. And having this card be upside down, this means that the end of the month is a time to kind of reconcile those two parts that don't go together before, like, we've got to somehow reconcile it and create something new and wonderful out of it somehow. And there is resistance to that. So I suspect that there will be resistance to that towards the end of the month, as more things come out. I personally didn't think that I could handle as much of, I had no idea that the persistent or relentless, I'll say relentless, shock and awe of the news and everything. I I'm surprised that I've been able to keep going. But I think that's a clue. That means that we need to, that we need to not challenge ourselves, but give ourselves the opportunity to see beyond that right there, and see more possibility, not bad possibility, but possibility beyond what we are being shown right now. And that is a kind of an art in itself. And the Temperance card, this is the artist. It's the artist. It's okay. Yes. Yes. This is the idea of turning lead into gold. that's the temperance cards vibe. And so we are getting a lot of lead right now, and we are being given the opportunity to start on a really deep level to turn it into gold. We may not be clear about where we're going, but we need to trust where we're going. We may not be clear about what the outcome is going to be, but we need to trust that we are on the right path. Not that they are on the right path, that we are on the right path. That I understand that I would get pushed back and say, oh, we are on the right path. Really? We're on the right path? This looks like the right path to you? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But we are alchemists, and we can turn our lead into gold. And we've done it over and over and over again in our lives. If you think back in your life of a time where you thought that you were in the middle of impossible shit. Yes, I said shit. You were in the middle of impossible shit. But alas, it turned into gold. Remember those times in your life where it worked out. Remember that if it worked out once, it can work out this time too. That you have the capability and the ability in your life to create something that works out better. Like you would never go back to before the time that you were in the middle of crap. This is evolution. We're evolving. So we're turning lead into gold towards the end of the month, but we're having to do it on a deep level. We're figuring out the formulations on a deep level. Okay, so I turned that card right side up, even though the world is still upside down. I think I'll do the Queen Mab Oracle, although she's a little heavy and hard. But this is going to be what to remember. And then I'm going to maybe pull another tarot card, like a daily, one of the minor arcana cards, just, and then I'll probably close up because, it's one thing for you guys to want to watch something live, but you're just watching me talk at you, even though you do that when it's alive, but you're just watching me talk at you. And you think, oh my God, there's no live people watching this. What does that mean? Does it still feel alive? Because I feel alive. I swear to God, I come out of here in my pajamas and do this. Okay. So this is what is important for us to remember about, in general, what's going on right now. Her pale fire. Interesting. She's pretty. She has the crescent moon on her head. Her pale fire. Do you see the fire there? Okay, let's see what she means. She's card number 39, Her Pale Fire. This is from Queen Mab deck. The reason I got that deck is because when I was part of, spiritually I'm still part of it, a group called Owl, we were all given our goddesses and our clan mothers before we were initiated into, it was kind of a coven, but we called it a nest. And I was given Queen Mab, the Queen of the Fairies. So, and who is Queen Maeve, which is a figure from I can't pronounce the Gaelic, which is shameful, but the cattle raid of Cooley. She was supposedly a queen that was sovereign. That was back when the women ruled their lands, so she was fully sovereign, and in order to have land, you had to marry whoever the queen or whoever owned the land. So Her pale fire. This is what we need to remember about what's going on in the world, I wonder. Oh, rest, relax, receive. The sun blazes and burns, sending its blinding, expansive light to the earth. The moon does no such thing. It sits passively, soaking in light from the sun, which it then reflects on us to guide us in gentle, mystical rays of healing, nourishment, balance, magic, and restorative rest. Take a lesson from the moon. If you're looking for if you're looking for an answer to a question about what to do, stop thinking, rest instead. Find mindful presence and abiding calm. Then, when the time is right, an answer will arise unbidden, and you will know what to do, not just in your mind, but also in your body and spirit. If there is something specific you want, a relationship, object, condition, or outcome, stop chasing after it or wearing yourself out with frenzied activity. Much like the moon who passively absorbs the radiant light she calmly shares with the world, staying still and cultivating quiet receptivity is the dynamic that will effectively allow you to draw that which you desire into your life experience. So this kind of goes with the upside down world card, where it's brewing right now. A shift is happening. We've had the shift. We're looking for wisdom and guidance, and then it's almost like we're pregnant with the world opening up. Things are not going to look the same in a year and a half to 2 years. That doesn't mean it's going to be terrible. It just means that they're not going to look the same. We're having some intense growing pains. Okay, when you chase a cat, you will never catch it. When you sit still and relax, the cat will jump on your lap and happily cuddle up. Stop chasing the cat. Are they in my head? Make yourself some tea. Relax. Take a deep breath. Enjoy your cozy environment. Look out the window at the sky. Take another deep breath. Slowly and extravagantly inhabit your body. Perhaps establish even more comfort and even more luxury if you wish. Let go of extraneous tasks and responsibilities. Revel in your own unique beauty. Smile to yourself and enter into stillness, silence, and space. Take time to take care of yourself and savor the sense that you have all the time in the world. When you stop desperately searching, ruminating, and pursuing, everything you've been looking for will find you. Okay, that was a really good one. And I don't know if that was for you for the month of March or it's kicking my own ass. We'll see. So, oh yeah, let's pull one of these. Let's see if we get a court card or a daily card. Let's see. This is just our support card. Oh, we got a court card. This is our support card, the King of Pentacles. Let's talk about the King of Pentacles for just a few minutes before I close. The King of Pentacles, Pentacles is about manifestation, stability, security, building a firm, a good foundation. It's all about manifesting material security and, well, it's not necessarily just material security, just manifesting a sense of security and a sense of stability. It's like it's, of course, it's Pentacles, it's the money stuff, but it's also a sense of stability. It's also your body, a sense of stability in your body. And what kings do is kings have developed mastery over that suit. So the King of Pentacles has developed mastery. He knows all the ins and outs of creating stability, creating security, manifesting, creating abundance. He has the mastery over it. That doesn't mean that you don't. This is the part of you that does. This is the part of you that does. So your support card is to remind you And I think when I was talking about the temperance card also before, is like when you've been in the middle of something that feels terrible and you don't know how to find your way out, you have done this before. You've found your way out before. And how the King of Pentacles found his way out was he's developed mastery over that. And he has trust. He trusts that he will get through. He trusts that he can create stability. He trusts that more money will come. He trusts that that there is no limit. He trusts that there is no such thing as only my one piece of the pie. He trusts that that material things are unlimited, that they come and they go and they'll come back again. And that stability and security comes and goes, but it will come back again. And he knows how to create it. He knows how to create it. So our support card is to remember what we've created so far in our lives and understand that there is always more. And no matter what is going on in the world or what information we're bombarded with or inundated with, that there is always more. And then it's interesting because he's not necessarily an action card. He's a sit where you're at in your own power card. And this is telling us to rest and relax and trust that it's coming. So don't forget that the theme of this month is honesty. There's a lot going on, a lot of shifting going on. And I think that I know that I have taken on as much as I can possibly take on, and that I need to stop for a little while. That doesn't mean I will stop doing these, but I need to stop for myself for a little while and rest and recuperate and make the shift that I need to shift in order to be better for myself and others. And I need to grieve. I need to grieve what the me that I used to be, even though she wasn't actually very happy a lot of the time. But I need to grieve the me that I used to be so that I can embrace and embody, like the King of Pentacles, the me that I am and the me that I'm growing into, which is the world that is growing within me, and trusting that, I am my own guru. And you really are. You really are. So I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Sorry it wasn't live, and pardon all of this. I hope the words got you rather than being distracted by what's happening all up in here. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye.